Welcome back, everybody, to the Beggar's Canyon Boys. We've been on hiatus, and we're back for season 2.
Whoa!
Yeah, you know the classic thing of like the first season always has like 31 episodes, and then that's kind of like a cutoff point.
Yeah, is this one gonna have like 8 episodes then?
Yeah, because it'll be like a streaming show or something where
Yeah.
like the first season was really big, and then
it gets shorter and shorter until it's like 3.5 episodes a season.
Yeah, and then the 4th season will be like released as like one long like 4-part movie type thing.
We should do a movie special.
Yeah.
Beggar's Canyon Boys, the movie.
The movie.
The podcast, the movie.
What would that be?
We'll have to brainstorm, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Off the pod.
Yeah. Can't be giving out all our magic.
But just as we reach this milestone, that's another milestone to look forward to when we make the podcast the movie.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, we've been away for a minute. We've maybe
Do you think that's been done before? Sorry, I'm just kidding. Like
a movie of a podcast?
Yeah, do you think someone's turned their podcast into a movie?
Probably.
It has to have been,
Probably,
right?
yeah.
I'm just curious what it looks like in execution now.
Yeah, like, I'm sure that, like, there's something like, and now we're going on, like, a road trip or something. That's, like, what I could imagine for it.
Yeah. I was thinking more like they would market it as, like, experience, like, the table, like, at the theater as it happens, you know? And it's, like, one of those live special recordings or whatever, and you just like watch your 1.5-hour podcast on a movie screen, and they just market it as a movie.
I see.
But,
yeah. No, that probably has happened before.
I don't know.
I mean, they do. You ever been to a live recording of a podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
What podcast?
A few different ones. I've been to Hollywood Handbook and the Action Boys live.
Nice.
The only 2 podcasts worth listening to, really.
Well, aside from
this one,
yeah.
No, this one's better than those other ones. Yeah, what about you?
And also no beef with any other pod. Yeah, dude, you just started so much.
Yeah, with every other podcast.
Improv for Humans, both improv related here, and then Off Book.
Nice.
Yeah.
I bet Off Book would be awesome to see live.
It was awesome to see live. Yeah.
I do like that show a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to a ton of it, but
I love Jess McKenna. So.
Yeah, they're both really talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Matt Besser sucks. He's not talented.
My favorite was Chad Carter on that show. If you remember him, Chad Carter. He was down on New
Improv for
York guy.
Humans?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm sure, if I was more in the UCB game, I would know that guy.
He's a New York guy, so
yeah, right.
We're in the Los Angeles game. So.
Exactly. And we're not old heads like these guys. We're kind of part of the new wave.
Yeah, whoa.
UCB's new wave.
This is like great Star Wars content.
Yeah.
The opening of this.
Most people who listen to this probably like to hear about like UCB stuff.
Yeah, they probably like automatically know what UCB is. We're just throwing it around.
Yeah. You guys know Betsy Stover?
Did you have her?
Yeah, she was one of my teachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's had a few like bit parts in TV shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Star Wars has kind of been on the back burner for us.
Clearly, as you can see.
Yeah. In the last few months, since Revenge of the Sith came out in theaters, and we had a little afterglow of Revenge of the Sith, then little Star Wars hiatus. But
yeah, soaking it in though, sitting with Revenge of the Sith and its associated materials.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time to take that little break because, we finished the whole George Lucas controlled side of Star Wars, really.
And And by the way, can I just say, I feel like in this hiatus we've taken, I've seen so many Star Wars references, and I can't give you exacts right now because it's not going to come to memory. But I feel like so many more people make references to the prequels than they do the original movies. And like I'm spotting it now all the time. And I'm like, oh my god, like people have just been making so many prequel references forever.
People around our age for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just think online in general, yeah, the prequels they're more like memeable content, I guess, than the originals anyway.
It'll be like any conversation, like of any subject matter that I'm looking into. Someone will pull out like it's usually some Palpatine reference or something,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, with what's going on these days.
Not even like political.
Oh, okay.
It'll be like I'm in the Nintendo Switch forum, and it'll be
Uh-huh.
like this is like when Palpatine did this. What?
Well, now you know. Now you know that it was like when Palpatine did
Yeah.
this.
Nintendo's doing their own Order 66.
Yeah. With what? With the price of
Yeah,
Mario Kart?
with Switch Virtual Cards.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, I guess you kind of were talking about it a little already, but just wondering, yeah, if you had any lingering Star Wars thoughts in the 2 months we've taken off that we haven't had a chance to discuss.
I've been like super. This is maybe not the type of thought you're looking for, but
No, anything.
whenever I like am on streaming platforms, I get thinking about like IPs and whatnot. I'm like, man, I want to jump into some of this Star Wars stuff that I know is there now. Because like I know I technically can watch a lot of this stuff now.
No one's physically stopping
No,
you.
I know. But like the Obi-Wan show, I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I really want to watch that.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. There is a lot more content out there. Disney Plus has more hours than you have consumed of Star Wars content. At
That's
least,
crazy.
you know, moving image content.
I also see all of the little ones that I'm like, I know I could just like, I could watch this in secret and Jackson would never know. And it's like the tales from the Jedi or like the Sith, like the small animated one-off stuffs, which like I think I would really enjoy personally. So I'm like, could check that out too. But right now I'm satiating myself. I just downloaded and just started Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I downloaded Jedi Academy.
Nice. That's awesome. I am excited to see what you think, especially about, I mean, Jedi Academy I just played for the first time earlier this year, and I did like it, but Knights of the Old Republic is really something special, I think.
I've played it for like an hour and a half already, but the first hour I was just like messing with my point systems and everything to make my guy.
It's pretty, I mean, you've played plenty of Dungeons and Dragons, so you're used to that kind of thing, but it is involved.
It's always weird translating that over for me to like video games though. And like I still need to try it again, but I've tried Baldur's Gate like 3 times and I've not been able to like really get into the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I'm a big fan of like turn-based tactical combat type of stuff, so I like it for that. And then also like, at least in Knights of the Old Republic, like there's a lot of just really solid writing, like character writing, and the plot is really cool, and the environments to explore are really nice. I
like how like immediately in the opening you get the option to just be like a coward who just wants to flee.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They do a pretty good job of like giving you choice within the parameters of the world.
Well, I did get to immediately, and sorry this is like derailing, but I did get to immediately try out sort of both paths because I accidentally like exited the game the first time before I got to a save file, so I lost everything I did, but then I just quickly remade it. And that time, instead of like being like, okay, I'll help you out, I was going the more cowardly routes, like, I'm in it for my own skin. I don't care what about the oath I took. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
But the dude's like, you'll die. Like, no, you're coming with us and you're helping no matter what.
Hey, it's early, you know. They gotta railroad you at the beginning a little bit, but Well, I'm keep me posted on your progress throughout that because I love that game.
Yeah.
But speaking of the video games, Bounty Hunter, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which I think maybe you have as part of that pack collection that you got.
Probably, but not downloaded then, yeah.
But I think it was in that collection you got. That is a direct. The comic we read, Jango Fett Open Seasons, is pretty much a direct tie-in to that video game.
Where does that, like, which issue is it of that? Like, it's not when he's a Mandalorian Civil War fighter.
No. It's essentially like the very last scenes of that book are like the beginning of the video game. And the villain guy in that comic, what's his name? Like Vizsla.
The guy with like the messed up face.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
He's in the video game too.
Okay. We didn't play this game then?
No.
There's like that type of game with that cover like looks so familiar to me than other ones we've touched already.
Yeah. Just like Jango Fett on the cover.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, it was out in the time where you were like paying attention to like PS2 games coming out and stuff, and you just seen the cover and stuff.
Maybe. Did you make a video on this one?
Yeah.
Maybe I saw that too on like your channel when we were talking about video games, but like I couldn't watch that one or something because we hadn't played that yet.
Yeah, could be. Well, it's a fun game. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm realizing I'm going to be no good talking about that comic because I did skim through it again, but it's been a long time since I actually read it now. But whatever, it's not that important anyway.
It's not that great a comic either. To be honest, if you remember the first issue, that was the best of them.
Yeah. I just like the. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's just the one when he was like. That's when he becomes a little orphan kid, and like it's sort of just like a. This group of ragtag like Mandalorians picks up this kid to go along with them, like very simple but like fun.
I like the look into like the Mandalorian world, I guess, and like the Death Watch cult and everything. And then there's like some nice action when he's like fighting those Jedi, like that war between the Mandalorians and the Jedi at that one part is kind of cool. And then I like seeing conversations between Count Dooku and Palpatine and stuff as well. But yeah, I agree. It's not that great.
I will also say it's weird to me that like, I guess it's fine. I don't know that much about Mandalorians. It's weird to me that Jango Fett would be like considered a Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
listening. I'm just looking something up.
No, you're good. Maybe I'm like mixing it up from ideas I have about them from when I watched The Mandalorian season 1, which was way before we did any of this. But like in my head, I was like, oh, it's a really like rigid culture thing for them, where like you're born a Mandalorian, or like you kind of are born into that culture where you can or cannot earn the Mandalorian title.
Yeah. But he's pretty young, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Because Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian, is he? I mean...
Well, no.
He just
has their armor, yeah. But, he's got an interesting relationship with the Mandalorians. We could see some more of that later. Yeah, honestly, that's, like, enough of that comic for me, if you... unless you have other stuff you want to say about it.
No, I have nothing else about it, except I didn't like its art style either.
No, I agree. But you know what art I did like was from the single issue Star Wars Purge from 2005. This is a one-off comic that does have some sequels later.
Yeah.
But...
Were all crimes legal for one?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
You can force choke whoever you want. Yeah.
What would you do in the Star Wars universe? Let's say we're on. You can go anywhere. And then crime's legal for it. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Man, I mean, I feel like there's like so much crime happening all the time in Star Wars anyway, and it doesn't really have consequences. So.
I guess it doesn't need to be a purge scenario. It's just what crime do you want to commit in the Star Wars universe?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a bloodlust. I don't really have the taste for killing.
I was thinking like some cool like casino gambling ripoff,
Right,
you know?
right. I mean, yeah, like cheating at Sabak, that would be
Hmm.
cool. Um, Smuggling ill-gotten gains.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like
but
taking out the political head of a planet, like executing them in front of their citizens, like just to
yeah,
see what happens
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, just cause like upheaval of a
Yeah.
whole society.
And then just leave.
That's
Like,
what you would do. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Uh. Yeah, I don't know. Even smuggling, though, you trace that back. It's probably got some nefarious like things going on, some unsavory labor practices and things, or it's not a
Oh, okay.
victimless.
Well, you'll use a spaceship. Well, you know how those are made too. Small little alien children in factories across the precinct making them.
Damn, little outer rim
Yeah.
kids. I didn't think about that. What about Sinar Industries or whatever? They don't use child labor.
What's Sinar Industries?
Or Incom, I think is what it is that made the X-Wing. The company that makes the X-Wing, I think is called Incom. Um, and then I think Sinar is what made the TIE fighters, but I don't quite remember.
I bet if you look into the people who made and run those companies, you'll find some nefarious things going on.
Well, you're honestly right. Yeah, I think I read some comic where like Incom had like a deal with the Empire, and then like the rebels, or I don't know, whatever. I don't remember enough for that to be
Not
worth talking about.
non sequitur based off that sort of. But really, is it so bad to be a business in the Star Wars universe and have a deal with the Empire?
No,
I mean, sometimes you gotta have a deal with the Empire.
yeah, I mean, there are plenty of people who are just trying to live their life and make a livelihood, but that's the thing. Like, let's just say I'm like a shop owner on some random planet, and the Empire, comes by to like check on my shop and collect taxes every now and then or whatever. Like, okay, well, you got to do what you got to do. That's not so bad. But then one day, some refugees come to your planet, and they're on the run from the Empire, and they ask, like, please, can we hide in your apartment or whatever? And you're like, oh, I don't know. But then you get the good in you, takes hold, and you say, yeah, okay, you can hide out. But then the Empire comes back for another check, and they know the refugees are here. They maybe don't know that you're holding them specifically, but they know that they're in the area.
Ooh.
Then what do you do? I mean, you're probably gonna get killed.
See, if I'm the Empire, what I do in that scenario is
No, that's not.
Okay, but I do fake it, and I send the refugees who are actually working for me to your planet, saying they're running from the Empire, and then the second you show your good little heart to them,
Wow,
your planet's Alderaan.
damn, you've blown up the whole planet because one merchant
and
decided to
and the 5 refugees who were my guys.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, man, I mean, you would fit in well. You could be a Grand Moff.
Thank you. Hey, those Oreos last year decided my fate.
Truth.
Long-time listeners will know.
They'll remember the whole Oreos thing from last summer.
All right, sorry, I've got a soft topic. I said, I'm sorry, I've got a soft topic.
Oh, damn! That's totally fine. I heard you say, "I'm sorry, I've got a soft topic," like something else you wanted to bring up that was considered a soft topic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah, this Star Wars Purge issue, written by John Ostrander, who writes a shit ton of the Dark Horse comics. He, I believe, wrote those first issues of the one that's just called Star Wars that we read with like Ki-Adi-Mundi and his family and all that.
Oh, okay.
And then he goes on to write a bunch of Star Wars Republic, which is a series we might go back and take a look at a few issues here and there of.
Where does that take place?
It's like the Clone Wars
era.
And people really like it, and it was like their most successful thing at the time. So part of me is like, oh, we should look at it because of that. Um, I found most of it to be like really boring, but there were a few like great issues here and there. But anyway, Doug Wheatley also does the art on this one. Love Doug Wheatley's art. I think he's incredible.
Has he done something else Star Wars that we've read?
That we've read,
It looks familiar. Maybe I just know him from
maybe,
something else.
maybe we see. I'm remembering him from like this issue or this arc of the Empire series about Biggs Darklighter that he does the art for. That's really good, and he may have done something else we read too. I forget, but I think he's great, and I think this issue is great. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool seeing Vader come in and just like, do his thing.
It's some of it, I mean, it's truly some of the best lightsaber action we've seen in a comic book, if not the best. And I mean, there's one particular standout moment to me where he gets his hand cut off and then uses the force to. The hand is still holding the lightsaber, and he uses the force to move the severed hand with the lightsaber to kill someone.
Dirty move, though, on two aspects of that, though, because that in and of itself, dirty. And then also, he had surrendered at that point.
Yeah,
He's messed up. Okay?
But, bro, that's Vader. That's Vader.
No, he's super cool. He's also, like, he's very, he's got such an attitude in fights.
Mm-hmm.
I like when he's like, there were 8 of you, now there's 3. Like, you sure you still wanted to, like...
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. I love this early era of Vader when he's, like, new to the suit and everything, and, like, also the galaxy doesn't really know who he is either.
Oh,
like,
that clicks into place for me then. Sorry, because I was just like, I'm like, why is everyone like, oh, the new Sith Lord, like Darth Vader?
Yeah.
It's like I was like, don't they know it's Anakin? Like, can't they say like the turned like? But no, I guess they didn't know that.
No, they don't. I mean, most people think Anakin died, like on Mustafar. Well, I mean, who even knows about that? But most people think he died somehow during that. Obi-Wan thinks he died during Mustafar. Doesn't realize that he's Darth Vader. In Revenge of the Sith, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I like these early days of like him still kind of grappling with stuff from Anakin and being like, okay, like what is my role now? Like, oh, I'm just like this attack dog for the Emperor now. He's just gonna send me out to like kill people when he wants to. But then like the attitude about him from the Jedi is cool too, and they're like, yeah, what is this guy? What is this? And then the one girl like actually set up like a trap for Vader by like calling him there and thinking, oh, we have 8 Jedi here, like this will be our opportunity to kill him. But no, that didn't work out so well.
It's also funny because there's one Jedi who he dies. I mean, they die. He's like they have him, and I think it's when Vader surrenders, and they're like, okay, we have to kill him now. And they're like sort of debating like the moral issue of killing him. Then after that guy dies, and it's just the remaining 3. The one like cool, most alien looking Jedi is like, no, we have to kill him.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna kill you now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it reminds me of Yoda in Revenge of the Sith too, when he and Obi-Wan are talking, and they're like, okay, like I think Anakin and Palpatine both actually have to die. Like there's not really another way to deal with them now at this point. It's sad when like the Jedis have to like come to terms with like, there might not be another option other than like killing.
Sometimes you have to embrace the dark side to take down the dark side, as that one Jedi was starting to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Always a tricky path to be walking down.
Yeah. Well,
whenever I hear a Jedi saying that, I'm like, oh no, dude. But he didn't live long enough to really know.
But that's what's so interesting about their whole philosophy and everything. Like they can be quick to like justify things through some sort of like logical loophole or something.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too about Palpatine with Vader? He's like forget Obi-Wan, like just forget it, like
yeah.
But that is like the seed of hate that he planted in there to like build up and turn him into Vader, really.
True.
So it's like, it's funny. Now he's like, well, you let your hate, you got tricked by your hate here. Like, you have to let go of this, blah, blah, blah. That was just interesting to me because, like, I'm like, I feel like Palpatine should want him sort of focused on that hate, at least, like, keep it caged, but still festering to some degree so he can, like, do his Palpatine thing.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot that was a aspect of it that
Yeah.
he's like, please let me go hunt down Obi-Wan, and he's like, oh, you're too obsessed with that. Well, yeah, that's a good point, because that's where a lot of his like outward hatred comes from. I mean, he's got a lot of self-hate from other things, but then like his hate of other people is really rooted in Obi-Wan a lot. So, yeah, that's a good point.
What I want to see explored too, and maybe some comics do that. I'm sure tons of comics do this in different ways, honestly. And maybe there's other media that does it too. But because, like, so seeing Vader, like the origin of Vader and him right after Revenge of the Sith is interesting. But, like, we know eventually he wants to defect from Palpatine. And I'm curious about how he goes from, like, very loyal dog to that status.
Yeah, I'm reading a book right now. I'm listening to it on audiobook. I'm reading the Darth Plagueis book and listening to Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader, which also takes place in this time period, very early, right after Revenge of the Sith. And it gets into some pretty... It has a lot of chapters of like Vader POV, and it gets into cool stuff where he's like getting all pissed off at Palpatine because like, oh, your medical droids like did such a shoddy job of like building this suit that I'm now trapped in. I can't even breathe without it, and like my legs and arms feel all clunky, and I'm like heavier than I was, and all this stuff. And then he thinks like, well, wait a minute. Was that them doing a bad job, or was that all on purpose? Because now I'm completely reliant on Palpatine. I can't live without this like suit that he built for me. And then he thinks like, man, am I really just going to do like whatever Palpatine says? But then he thinks like, well, what else am I going to do? Like, this is the path that I am that I committed myself to.
And that's what's really interesting to me, like how he gets off that.
Yeah, for sure. But him like hating him, Palpatine, is already there, like right from the beginning, I think.
Okay, interesting, huh?
And man, there's this like long chapter where he's like, this is not seeing, and then it'll go into like the retina display of the helmet, like blah blah blah, created a like red haze over everything he saw, blah blah blah, and then he'll go, he thought, this is not breathing. The contraption in the chest like pumped his lungs manually and blah blah blah. This is not walking, and like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I fuck with this.
Making me feel worse for Vader,
Yeah.
I always feel bad for him.
And then he has the thought of like, I'm gonna need to build some kind of like meditation chamber where I can take my helmet off.
And see, this messes up again that very quick switch change that happens in that one like outlier different future comic we read where Vader teams up with them and becomes like the white suit Vader. They're just like he instantly has and switches on.
yeah. No, he doesn't like the suit. He would try and like, if anything, he would, well, maybe not, but I'm imagining he would make more of a, like that one egg guy that we saw in the Dark Empire comics.
Yeah.
Well, you always had something you referred to him as, like the guy that would float around in his little ball.
Yeah, I don't know what I referred to him as, though.
Yeah, I forget too. But that's what I imagined, like nice Vader turning into.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of fun.
Because, like, at the end of Return of the Jedi, when he takes the helmet off and everything, it's like, okay, yeah, you're just kind of like a pudgy old guy. But yeah. Anyway, cool comic, I think. I love this. they can be overdone and poorly written, so I'm not just going to blanket statement say, like, any scene between Vader and Palpatine is awesome, because it could be stupid if it was written badly, but I feel like this is an interesting dynamic that they have here. And
Yeah.
the main attraction here is just the lightsaber fighting, which I think is super well done in the artwork.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like. I guess from both angles of it, I've enjoyed POVs where we're like it is Vader going into a situation and like just completely dominating it. But I also think like in this scenario, it's really fun when like you start off and then Vader is like the threat that is incoming and just like shakes things up to what you were like just starting to understand about the characters and the narrative and everything. It's like cool seeing him as that outside threat. You know?
For sure. And they sell like being scared of him and then him being scary once he does arrive. Like it's not like he is very scary and powerful and can take on 8 guys at once. Like,
but I have a special blade that turns off your lightsaber.
Cortosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll need your weapon.
Dude, Darth Bane. Those are the books you gotta, if you do, and you don't have to, I'm not saying you have to read these books.
You just almost said you gotta read them, so.
If you were to read another Star Wars book, I would recommend the Darth Bane books.
I'm actually looking towards Darth Plagueis. That sounded interesting.
Yeah, but that one's good too.
I keep seeing it at Barnes & Nobles. Calling to me a little bit.
Like almost halfway through it. It's quite good. You can borrow mine when I finish if you want.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that.
It is really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Really cool Palpatine POV.
Yeah, see, I was interested in young Palpatine too. So I know we talked about this before, but yeah.
And it gets into like him getting Darth Maul and all that stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
cool. We got a little Darth Maul today.
Yeah. So yeah, we can move on to the Star Wars Visionaries. This was also a one-off, but a big issue where all the concept artists from Revenge of the Sith got to make little one-off stories based on concept art that went unused, really.
Yeah, are these supposed to be canon or no?
No.
Okay,
no.
Yeah.
These are just sort of what if things,
just for
I guess.
funsies, okay.
Yeah. And I had us focus on 2 of them. There's one that's pretty Darth Maul focused and one that's Grievous focused. And yeah, the Darth Maul one, pretty cool. Also some good lightsaber action in this one.
Yeah,
him
this
fighting
is...
Obi-Wan, trying to... he's like coming to the Lars homestead to try and like get Luke, right?
Yeah, and
is
he supposed to have been like... What is with the design? Like, so he's...
Well, he has like robot legs, right?
Yeah, and then also like the sharp horns and stuff too.
Oh, I guess it's just that he's been like unkempt for a long time, okay. So like they've grown out.
Because I just know this is like somewhat of a popular Darth Maul design, isn't it? I feel like I've seen it a bunch.
Yeah,
and I've seen Hot Toys figures of it. So, but this is the first time I've actually seen it pop up in anything.
Right. That's why I wanted us to look at this, because it is I was like, oh, I did not realize that this was the first time that this shows up.
So we're gonna see it again.
Yes, there are many interesting examples actually in future Star Wars media of unused concept art kind of coming into play to influence the design. I guess because it's a good way to make sure things like new things still feel like Star Wars or whatever, is if you go back to like stuff that almost was in the movie but didn't quite make it or whatever.
It's a good point actually, yeah.
But yes,
will he be Legolas in future iterations too like that?
I don't want to say anything else about it because it is quite cool, I think.
All right.
But we'll get there soon.
It's a cool little fight, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's not much to this little story other than that design being introduced, and I think the art is really nice.
And then, is it Aunt Beru?
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Beru, get my gun. Something like that.
Yeah. It's cool. You know, give Aunt Beru a little bit of confidence.
Dude, what if Uncle Owen just like took out Darth Maul?
That would be sick. Man, okay, I'm gonna have us read this actually because I really like it. But Star Wars Empire, like a 35 issue series that was from like 2002 to 2006 ish.
Mm-hmm. Is this what you're making a video on?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Okay.
A lot of it is very hit or miss, but there's one that I referenced with Doug Wheatley doing the art, Biggs Darklighter story. That's like a 4-issue arc about Biggs Darklighter, Luke's friend from Tatooine who dies during the first Death Star battle. It's really good, and the art is incredible. And there's this one part where he ejects himself out of a ship and like snipes a TIE fighter in space with just a big gun, which I don't know how realistic that is, but it is cool.
Yeah.
Just a little tease for that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, the art is great, so it's a badass moment. But yeah, that just reminded me of that. Yeah, then we got another one about the origins of General Grievous, really, which I included because I know you're interested in that.
I've been clamoring for, and I was left unsatiated, really. Not much in that.
No, it's light, for sure. Well...
And I'm not too happy with, like, if that is what it is. Grievous is, like, much cooler at his introduction for me, and, like, every new detail I get about him, it's, like, slowly getting worse and worse.
I hate to say it, but, like, that version of him from the 2003 cartoon is, like, maybe as good as it gets.
That's such a bummer. That's, like, such a great, powerful introduction where I'm like, oh my... like. I've got a new favorite, like, Sith character, and then just deflated at every moment.
But look, I mean, it's still kind of a tragic story for him, you know? He's a Kaleesh warrior. Dooku tricks him.
Yeah.
He blows up and has to be built.
Yeah, no honor, just dying in the vat.
Yep.
You gotta get your robo-prosthetics.
Mm-hmm. Man, I saw some TikTok the other day. I see a lot of like Star Wars stuff in general on my TikTok, but some of the most fun ones are people making like little like Unity animations or whatever, like parody videos and things. It can be pretty funny. And there was one that was like these battle droids, like General Grievous was like knocked unconscious on some platform or something, and these battle droids come in and they're like, we're supposed to save, bring him back to the ship to get repaired and stuff. And then they're like, the caption was just something like, don't ever touch General Grievous's penis. And then they were like, should we try to touch his penis? Then they just go to like grab his crotch area, and then he wakes up and kills all of them. Nah.
All right.
It made me laugh.
Yeah. It's the type of stuff that's on Jackson's TikToks.
I didn't make it.
I have no. Just the algorithm knew you'd enjoy that. So.
Well, I did enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Was he coughing?
Yeah.
That really annoys me about Grievous too. It's like, yeah, okay, the Tarkovsky Clone Wars series is not really canon. But then they borrow the Mace Windu, like, crush thing. They keep the cough from that.
Mm-hmm.
They keep that cool aspect of a battle that kind of happened in there. And then don't use anything else, really.
I mean, Palpatine getting kidnapped and stuff, that's all set up there. But, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. That is... I don't know. A lot of it could be, but it gets undone.
Yeah, I don't mean narrative stuff. I just mean, like, Grievous focused stuff.
Yes. His attitude and his kind of aura.
Him like scaling the elevator wall. Like, oh, God, so good, dude. I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah, it's amazing. The closest we get to that in the movie, I think, is when he like grappling hooks outside of the cockpit of the ship and he like flies into space and like clamps onto the side of it for a second. But that's him running away.
The coward Grievous.
He's super coward. Yeah. Well, they call him a coward.
Yeah, it's just a Mace Windu. Yeah, Mace Windu, it's okay Mace Windu calls him a coward, though, because, like, that tracks.
He ran away from him in the Tarkovsky show, too.
Yeah, yeah.
But, it should be, like, just Mace Windu and Yoda, and then maybe Obi-Wan and Anakin that he can't handle.
Now, Dooku in this comic giving Grievous the lightsaber was a cool moment, too.
Yes, I thought. That was cool.
And then just the shot of, like, it's like, always cool to see Grievous's eyes with, like, the ruined skin underneath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something super compelling about, like, oh, there was a person there at one point, and now it's some mechanical shell.
This ends with him, like, a shot of him just being like, I'm not a droid, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm more like, I'm not. I can't do it. I can only do it if I go, Coward Dooku.
Yeah. Let me try. I'm not a droid.
I just feel like
sort of
like what we were discussing subtly about pirates the other day, where it's like you use the R to get into it. I need the Count Dooku to get into a somewhat viable Grievous.
General Kenobi. Yeah, you gotta have a few trigger phrases with anyone.
Yeah.
Hello there. That's how you get into Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You're shorter than I expected. That's how you can get into Anakin. Well,
I hate you.
That's a good one too. Yeah. It depends on what kind of Anakin you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then, since we're doing this already, we might as well just go all the way in. I use my water bottle for Darth Vader.
Okay.
I want them alive. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That was Vader?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah. What does he say? All too easy.
That's pretty good.
All right. So, anyway, speaking of like stuff like Grievous's penis or whatever, we can
almost rhymes.
Yeah, transition into some parody content.
I forgot we also had to talk about that stuff too.
Yeah, I would say kind of the main focus of, at least, that I wanted to talk about today, but I don't know how much we'll have to say about it. Two big, I guess, high visibility official parodies of Star Wars came out in 2006. Robot Chicken did one, and Family Guy did one. And Lucasfilm was, about as involved as I guess you would expect for something like this. I don't know, in the Robot Chicken one, George Lucas is a voice actor in it. So he was quite involved in that one, at least for a certain period of time. And then, both of them high budget, using all the real character likenesses, using John Williams music, using all the designs and everything. So they're very official parodies, I guess, in collaboration with Lucasfilm, which is really funny to me. Imagining, this is my favorite part about watching both of these, is imagining I don't know if George Lucas actually ever sat down and watched the whole thing. I imagine he probably did at least once.
Yeah.
And him loving it. I just imagine him watching the Family Guy thing and crying, laughing, and that makes it much funnier to me to just imagine him giving the thumbs up to all of these jokes and things.
Hey, that is funny. It would be crazy seeing the thing you worked on for so long eventually get parodied like this by a big show. They both came out in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Robot Chicken's first, but Family Guy is obviously much more popular. Robot Chicken was popular at the time, but Family Guy, my grandma knows what Family Guy is.
Yeah.
Even if she'd never seen it. But, so which one do you want to talk about first?
Dealer's choice here. I don't feel strongly about either of them, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we can do the Robot Chicken one first. Okay. This one, I guess I will say, both of these, when they came out, I was obsessed with them.
Okay, yeah.
When I was 8 years old or 9 years old when these came out, Like, they were the funniest thing in the world to me. Uh, Half of it because it was like Star Wars, and then the other half is because like I wasn't like supposed to be watching it. It was like a little edgy,
naughty,
you
yeah.
know, like any kind of like rated R level content at the time was going to be hilarious to me, even if it's not actually funny. Like, you know, and these things have like stuck in my head for so long. The Robot Chicken one, both of them, really. The thing of C-3PO walking through the metal detector and going like, "Oh, my keys." That
Yeah.
is something that I've like just has like lived in my brain since I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Not even very funny, but
There's some good, like, I mean, with all Robot Chicken, it's like some are hit, some are miss.
yeah,
The one that I liked best, and I think I told you this before, was the like orientation for the stormtroopers, where they're telling them like, okay, like sometimes Vader comes here and he like we've tricked him into thinking he's force choking
yes,
us.
yeah, yeah,
We,
yeah.
we just play dead and we swap you out. Like I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I like that. That's fun.
That is good.
Yeah.
I like some of the tone of it, of just it is funny to have like the Star Wars universe with like very casual type of like modern dialogue happening sometimes. Like, it doesn't always work, but like, the whole one of like Palpatine on the phone with Vader and the guys in the office, like, it's not like particularly hilarious, but I do kind of, there's just something funny about like Palpatine being like, okay, hold on one second, guys. Like, I'm sorry about this.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, he's crying and like stuff like that. Like, the tone of it, I like.
Yeah, I also like from what I've seen of Robot Chicken, I feel like that is the go-to when they have IPs is like, okay, like this is like a big IP, like kind of like rigid in how it's been viewed so far. So like let's just like have it do like a normal thing
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
it'll be like that'll be juxtaposed by like their already known status, and it'll be funny and it works.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree, it's funny.
Those are like the ones that work the best. I
Yeah.
think the ones that work the worst, in my opinion, were the things like the Hoth on Ice like musical thing that they did. That was like one of the
Yeah.
longer sketches in there. Very unfunny to me.
Yeah, I watched this so long ago. I forgot about that one. Even did they sing in it?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Not great then. Yeah.
No. It's stupid.
From what I can remember, also though, none of them like. And I don't know. I don't watch so much Robot Chicken, so I don't know if it's like just because they had this IP using or not. But like none of it was like shitting on Star Wars to any capacity or anything. I
No,
feel like
they
there was
clearly love it. Like,
I think there was one that made fun of fans.
yeah, there's the one where they're like at the convention and the nerd character that's in a bunch of Robot Chicken stuff that's just like the, oh my gosh, like that guy with the glasses. He's dressed up like a tauntaun and he's like, oh my god, I'm in the elevator with George Lucas. Wow.
Yes. Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the George Lucas one.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they clearly are like huge fans of it. They know lots of little details. But like when I was a kid, this was so funny to me. Like Darth Maul's body falling and the guy like mopping it up and being like, I gotta get a transfer to the Death Star or whatever. And then the Death Star, Palpatine's body falls and he's like, what are they doing up there?
Yeah.
Doesn't work for me now, but I did love that when I was like 9 years old.
I mean, even with that though, I guess like not laugh out loud funny, but still like visually fun.
Yeah.
Like to make the connective tissue between the two things. I don't know.
And I'm conflated. There's 2 sequels to this too that we might watch. Oh, you know what one is good? Is the Pondo Baba architect one, where Dr. Evazan like convinces him to go to the bar and he's like, oh, I got work to do. I can't do it. And then he's at the cantina and then Obi-Wan cuts his arm off eventually. And then he comes back and he's like trying to draw with his left hand and they're like, sorry, we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Puts a whole new perspective on things too.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the Jedis are the bad guys.
I mean, that's when it can be cool too, is like taking a tiny little moment and being like, okay, like what is this guy's life in a joking way? Not too related, just a Robot Chicken sketch I remember that I thought was hilarious, and I still think it's pretty good. It's a ET one. Are you familiar with I mean, obviously you know what it is, but have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like how he talks and stuff, though. Like,
Did he talk like this?
yeah, but like barely really putting sentences together.
Okay, I guess not so much. For sure.
E.T. phone home.
Yeah. Yes.
Elliot. You know.
Yeah.
And then his finger glows and can heal stuff.
Oh, it heals things.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's one. So the whole movie of E.T. is him like trying to figure out how to go back to his home planet or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the end, spoilers, at the end of the movie, he does.
Can't you just like ride your bike across the moon or something?
That's actually just part of it when they're escaping from the police. And a notorious example of Steven Spielberg doing a George Lucas-y special edition revision, he changed all the guns that the police officers are holding to walkie-talkies in later releases.
So, but okay, I've not seen this, but like you hold a gun like a gun. So are the walkies like held out menacingly?
Looks very weird. Yeah.
Stop.
There's not a point where they're like straight up pointing guns at people and it's a walkie-talkie instead, but they're like holding them down by their hips and
like a little Russian roulette scene where they've got the walkie-talkie up to their temple.
Yeah, and E.T.'s like, don't do it.
There's 6 more batteries in the chamber.
They're just switching channels. Well, so in this sketch is him like arriving back at home and what his home is like, and immediately it's like 4 other like ET looking guys all wearing like basketball jerseys and like cool guy clothes, and they come up and they're like, oh look, it's ET, oh you still talking like that, and like they can all talk like totally fluent English, and I'm pretty sure they call him the R word in there too.
Wow.
So I really like it. I condone it and I support it. Now, I haven't seen this since I was like 11 or 12 years old, but I'm pretty sure they do that. But they look at like, and then they're like, with only one glowing finger, and then like all their fingers light up and stuff. It's pretty good.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Haven't seen E.T.
All right. Well, watch E.T. and then watch that.
Okay. And that's a whole Robot Chicken episode dedicated to E.T., just like this.
No, that's just one part.
Is there anything else like that is a big enough like IP where they were like, okay, we got a whole Robot Chicken episode dedicated to
DC stuff they did.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm surprised I've never seen any of that. Maybe I have. Maybe I would recognize them if I saw some of the sketches.
I definitely watched those like once when I was in middle school. I don't really remember them. These Star Wars ones I watched like 25 times when I was a kid.
There's no Marvel one, is there?
I don't think so. I'd
watch a little X-Men episode.
Mm-hmm. Me too. But I think, with DC, it's all under that like Warner Bros. Banner, because it's like Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Warner Bros. Stuff. So it's probably easier for them to use those characters however they want. Yeah, well, there's some crossover between Robot Chicken and Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane does the voice of the Emperor in the Robot Chicken one. And then obviously Seth Green, creator of Robot Chicken, is Chris in Family Guy. Before we get into the Family Guy episode, which I'll go ahead and say, I really like it a lot.
Yeah.
There's stuff about it that is not funny at all and really bad, but overall I do quite like it. But what is, I don't know if we've ever like talked about Family Guy before, just in general. Like, what is your relationship with Family Guy?
I've watched a ton of it.
Okay.
But I'm also very lukewarm on it. Like, to me, Family Guy is something that, like, will be on, not something I ever put on, Like, if I, like, just throw on the TV at night and Family Guy's on. That's normally how I'll consume it. And like I'm up late often, and usually Family Guy will play like forever late at night. So I think that's how I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah, it is one of those that like Adult Swim from like 11 to 3 a.m. will just play like nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, very lukewarm on it. It like the style of comedy is usually not for me, and I don't like any of the characters really. So, but it's got its funny moments, and I like Stewie actually. So,
Yeah. I mostly agree with you. When I was 11 or 12, I absolutely loved it. And that was right when like Hulu started. Uh, and it was kind of like the first time that I had access to just like watching a bunch of TV episodes for free, and also would like be home alone for long periods of time when I for the first time when I was like 11 or so. So I would just watch Family Guy on Hulu, like a ton of it. And then, for a while was like, no, it's not very good. And then like 5 or 6 years ago, I kind of got back into it, and I am also super lukewarm on it and find most of it to not be very funny a lot of times. But sometimes when it is really funny, it is like funny in a very unique way that I don't see on any other shows.
yeah.
So I will say overall that I do like it, because when it hits, it is something quite special, I think. But it does have a very low batting average, but it'll hit like a home run. Like for me, it's like a whole episode of Family Guy could go by and have nothing funny in it at all.
Yeah,
And
but they do take like 100 swings per episode.
Yes, exactly. And they're drastically different styles of jokes within one episode too. So it's like, if 1 minute you're hating it, you could be laughing out loud at the next thing potentially, which does not make for like a great show.
Yeah.
With like, I totally agree with what you're saying about characters. Like, if you compare it to something like The Simpsons, at least like the first, 12 seasons or whatever of The Simpsons, like those are good characters. Those characters have personality. The Family Guy characters are just caricatures, and any joke could come from any one of those characters.
Yeah.
Like, there's not. But Peter is awesome. I will say I love Peter. Peter's voice is really funny to me.
Yeah.
And I could just listen to, like, Peter talk, and he often makes me laugh.
Yeah.
He's really the only character that I would say, like, I like.
Have you seen the real life Peter Griffin before?
Yes, I have. That guy's awesome.
Well,
I have seen that guy.
I think my, because I don't mind the joke so much, or at least, a joke can be funny, a joke can not be funny. I think I just really do not have a taste for, like, idiot nuclear family shows, and that's not saying, like, I mean idiot in the fact that, like, the characters are literally, like, bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
It's just a family of idiots, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, like, what a lot of animated sitcoms go for and do.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like, I don't know. Like,
they're infuriating a
like,
lot of the time.
like, because that's what I'm saying. A joke in Family Guy can be successful for me, but, like, overall Family Guy, I think I'm not really on board with. Because usually it's, like, it's a bunch of bumbling idiot characters, like, through a weak narrative, really, just to, like, kind of uplift some of the jokes. And then, like, a terrible, like, not terrible, but like very simplistic, like moral musing at the end or moral lesson.
Oh my God, like, yeah. No, they do try to have like genuine, like heartfelt moments in there. Those are never work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you guys are not The Simpsons, where like The Simpsons, like those are likable people that are like, oh, like they have a sweet relationship sometimes, and like I can and the actual good narrative writing as well in those episodes. And then no, I fully agree with you there. I hate when they try to have genuine moments.
Yeah.
And like Stewie and Brian have been mad at each other, and then at the end they're like, oh, but we're actually friends. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck off
Yeah.
with this. Like,
Okay, yeah.
you did not earn this at all.
American Dad does this too. Like,
Really, I've barely seen any American
it's
Dads.
this style of show. Bob's Burgers is like, to me, like in the middle of the two, you know? But that show I don't like for other reasons. So just like, I don't know. The animation style throws me off there.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers can be really funny and clever sometimes, but it's a little... It became like too aware of what it is and like trying to like replicate itself almost kind of thing.
I used to like a lot of their musical parodies though, actually, like that they did in the early seasons. So I was like, these are fun.
I agree. So Family Guy Star Wars Blue Harvest, as it's called.
Yeah.
Which
season 6, for anyone wondering.
Yeah.
I don't know the episode.
I think it's the premiere of season 6.
Okay,
I think.
nice.
This was huge when it came out. Like, did absolute numbers ratings wise. It was advertised like crazy. I remember seeing ads for it everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was insanely successful for Family Guy as like a season premiere. It was like their most watched episode.
What year would this have been?
2006.
2006?
Yeah, like fall of 2006.
I feel like I have in my childhood seen Star Wars Family Guy commercials, but if they did more of these.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Possible maybe I saw ads for like the future ones then. Or maybe this one, who knows?
I remember in the commercial seeing the part where Stewie's like, when she's like, Governor Tarkin, I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board. And then Stewie's like, oh, that was actually me. I did a Darth duty in my diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hilarious. By the way. I don't want to sound like I love this so much because there's a ton of it that I do not find funny.
Yeah.
That is one of the things.
One of the best ones, right?
Yeah, but this was massive. Blue Harvest was like the secret working title for Return of the Jedi, so that's like where that comes from.
Oh, okay.
And clearly, like in the directing and the design, like huge labor of love for the people working on it. Like there's a lot of not really even jokes, but like little funny things that they're pointing out about the actual movie of Star Wars, just in the pacing of shots and editing. Like when Luke comes back to the homestead after the stormtroopers have killed Owen and Beru, and it's like the weird shots of the land speeder and like the wipe edit and stuff. They just like shot for shot recreate that. I assume just because they're like, this is kind of like a weird like sequence of shots. Like it would just be funny to do that. So
they also give some credits, like a 30 second little break where Chris is just like shouting at the orchestra.
Yeah.
But they're like, let's just appreciate it for a moment because it's really good.
And then they get killed by the stormtroopers too.
Yeah, well.
And then Chris kills Danny Elfman.
Famously of Oingo Boingo.
Mm-hmm. Damn, how do you know that?
Right? Not a fact I should know.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how much this has come up on here, but
I feel like it was from your soul, by the way. But how did you know that?
Hey, I'm just surprised that you know that. I'm not... you're allowed to know things.
Yeah. I saw something switch in you, though.
Yeah. I just woke up, actually, just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you know that, though?
Tell you after.
Okay. All right. That's an off-mic story. All right. I'll leave it at that. Oh, clearly a sensitive subject for you.
Jesus. Gonna get me in big trouble.
All right, so I'll say my favorite parts about this are Cleveland as R2-D2 and Herbert the Pervert as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 funniest, least problematic aspects of the whole thing.
You don't like Quagmire as C-3PO?
I actually do like Quagmire as C-3PO.
And he has like sex with like a printer or something?
Yeah, not that part, but
that's good.
There's a lot of bad jokes in this, like when they're fighting the TIE... But just to be clear, I was joking. Those are probably my 2 least favorite parts about it. Are my actual least favorite part is all the pedophile stuff in it. Not because I'm like so sensitive to that, but it's just like not very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that character in general.
No, in Family Guy.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
Like just pervs on Chris. Like
yeah.
the non sequitur also slightly related. Have you ever seen the show My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Oh, I just started watching that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just started, but I'm burning through it. So I'm on like season 3, I think, right now.
Oh, damn. Okay, so we've already seen like the first tournament and everything.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The second season I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
First season, I don't know why I pushed through. I was like, this season is kind of boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I'm on season 3 now. But anyway, the thing I was gonna point out, one character I hate seeing is like the grape guy.
Yeah, he's just a pervert.
He's he's truly just a sex criminal. Like,
yes.
And it's like he gets the spotlight for these little like minute-long jokes every once in a while. And it's like I feel like cringe that I'm watching the show, and I'm like,
I know.
I want to turn it off. Like,
I still really like a lot of animes, but in college I was watching a lot of anime, and sometimes I would just be like in between classes watching it on my laptop in a public place, and that would be the worst thing, is when some like perverted thing happens, or like there's a joke where like one of the girl characters like loses all her clothes or something, and then she's just like standing there like, oh my god, like my boobs are out and stuff, and that's when I'm like, this is what people who like don't watch anime think all of it is, and this is like the time when somebody's gonna like look at my laptop and be like, what the fuck is this pervert watching and stuff, and I'm like, look, I don't like this part, okay?
No, yeah.
But you're totally right. The grape guy, that's weird too.
What is his name? Grape Rush?
That's his move that he does.
Okay.
I forget his name. I haven't watched that show in a while. But
yeah.
yeah, he's literally just like peeping on the locker room and stuff. And the girls are also like 15 in it too. So
again, yeah. I don't want to. There's a really weird moment too later on. I forget what exactly they're doing. Maybe it's like on their summer like camp tour or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When they're in like the hot springs or sauna or whatever, and he tries peeping over the wall.
Yeah,
and then like a kid pushes him off, and like it stops him from doing it. But then there's just like a gratuitous shot where you like do get to see all the women like kind of not wearing their clothes, like barely covered up, like just like, oh, thank you for like helping us from that pervert.
Just all adults drawing this, like really, yeah.
And just like, yeah, I don't watch too much anime, so I don't know like how super prevalent a lot of that is in it. But I'm like, oh my god, this is like makes me feel so weird like watching this. Like I'm like, okay, should turn this off now. But like the show's good otherwise.
Yeah. Not to generalize, because there are plenty of anime that do not have perverted things like that in them. I would say like most of the popular ones have a character like that. Most of the ones I've seen that are like the big ones have some kind of pesky pervert character.
Like, one of the archetypes.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure it's from before this too, but like Dragon Ball, huge popularization of anime with Dragon Ball, at least for the West. And, I'm not too familiar with like anime and manga from before then, so it could easily be a trope from before then. But that is full of like, a little boy lifting the skirt of a girl and then her like smacking him and being, and it's always like, they get smacked by the girl or whatever, and then they have, like, that's in.
It's like, you should go to jail.
Yeah. That is in a lot of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's kind of like. My point is, those characters not really enjoyable ever to see on screen, and at most it takes you out of it because you're like, oh, the writers thought this was funny. That's a little weird of them.
Yeah, for real. The one Herbert joke that I did find funny in this was when they're watching the recording of Leia, and she's saying like the you're my only hope stuff, and like you fought with my father in the Clone Wars, and then they're like, plus you also owe us for a little bit of the covering up of them. He's like, okay, let's just fast forward this. That was funny.
Yeah. How do you feel about Chris being Luke and Leia being Lois, his mom?
Yeah, weird.
I guess that doesn't matter, but
no, the whole concept is weird because it's like, it just is Star Wars. It just is the story of Star Wars, pretty much unchanged. I mean, the plot is completely unchanged.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, if the Family Guy characters were playing Star Wars character. I watched a behind the scenes thing of it, and they described it as like Peter telling Star Wars, I guess. But it's still strange because it's like, yeah, the Family Guy players do Star Wars is what it feels like.
You know what? I kind of like that, though.
No, me too.
That's fun.
I agree. It's fun.
Reminds me of the Avatar episode where like they go and they watch a play version of like their story so far. I don't know if you've ever watched Avatar. I don't know if you talked about.
Yeah, I have. I have seen that episode. I haven't seen the whole show.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen most of it.
But yeah, stuff like that is fun. I mean, that's not exactly 1-to-1 what this is.
Yeah, but
I like the idea of just like superimposing the characters in there and then be like, okay, we're just like gonna tell the story but with them in it and like add jokes that we have about Star Wars and that are like kind of personal to our character as a Family Guy too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And sometimes it really works. And to me, the funniest part of it, other than imagining George Lucas cracking up at Cleveland being like, I'm in the wrong neighborhood, stuff like that, which is just like blatant like racist stuff, which
or like the hold this baggie of drugs immediately.
Which like isn't even very funny either. It's just very obvious. Like, and my least favorite one is when he like pulls the gun out when they're fighting the TIE fighters, and he's like, "Not in my," or "That's how we do it in my neighborhood." Bitch, and stuff. I'm like, God damn, it's not even funny. Like, I don't know. Like, I can find like edgier type of stuff funny sometimes, but like, it better be funny or else it's just like, come on. Like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah, I guess that's my issue with like a lot of Family Guy jokes too. Just like, it feels like they go super service level just to check the boxes of things. Mm-hmm. And like, it's like, oh, okay. You just like said the taboo subject kind of without like making any joke or statement about it.
Yeah, literally. Like that baggie of drugs one is exactly that. It's just like, yep, the black guy has drugs. And that's all
the
there
joke.
is to it. Yeah. One of the funniest parts of this to me is the whole couch running thing. Family Guy, notorious for having like a elongated thing of like someone trying to parallel park or stuff like that. And them trying to get the couch out of the trash compactor and onto the Millennium Falcon. Pretty funny to me.
Then it made a callback later to it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they come in and save Luke at the end and they show the cockpit, he's like, see, isn't this better?
Yes, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then being like, oh, no, let's do it vertical. Okay, let's just put it down and let's rethink it. Okay. Yeah, that stuff works especially when it's Peter doing it, because I just like his delivery and his voice and everything. So
and Peter's the character I think I like least in Family Guy.
Really? I love Peter, bro.
But hey, I get it.
Brian is by far my least favorite character. I hate Brian.
Yeah, that's fair. Brian's also super, super annoying.
Yeah.
I guess he's kind of meant to be, though, also. But I guess doesn't mean he's not annoying. He is.
No, he is meant to be, but like even when he's trying to be funny, it's like not. Anytime there's like a Brian episode, I'm like, okay, not gonna watch this.
He's also kind of just like a perv in what I've seen of him. Like,
yes, he is.
Just hounding for Lewis. That's her name, right? Lois, yeah.
Yeah. And Quagmire's also just a perv. There's a lot of characters in Family Guy that are just perverts.
Yeah, see, so that's not like the typical show that I like, okay?
I love it, and I endorse it. I endorse it, too.
Yeah.
I find everything that they've ever done to be hilarious and morally sound. So
you would be kind of like a mix of Quagmire and C-3PO, you know?
Me?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just kind of how I see you in life. Like, if you had to take the two and put them together, that's Jax, baby.
What was that? Little Southern guy coming out for you. Wow. Well, thank you very much. That's really nice of you to say.
You're welcome. Can I ask you a question about this?
Yeah, please.
So, there's 3 of these.
Mm-hmm.
What do the other 2 cover? Is it just the other 2 episodes?
Yeah.
They don't do any prequels?
No, they don't. And when I was a kid, I was like, come on, please do the prequels, please.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I still think they should do that now.
Which is the best of the 3, you think? In terms of, like, parody. Not story, okay?
Right. So the last, that's tough to say. Maybe the second one. But that's also the one I've seen the most as a kid. Even just Peter, like, when he gets into the cockpit during, like, the TIE fighter thing, and he starts going, like, me. Yeah. I got a soft spot for it. And when he goes, great kid, don't get penisy. I used to say that with my friends all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this made me think of something that I wanted to ask you about. They've got like the Bush Cheney sticker on the back of the Star Destroyer at the very beginning. And I remember like at the time being like 8 years old, being like, nice, like Family Guys, like Democrats. Because that was like when I was just, knew nothing about anything and just like whatever my parents thought, be like, that's what I agree with too.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I'm in full support of like the Bush Cheney administration and stuff. But like that just made me think of like the whole time of talking about like politics in elementary school with other elementary schoolers.
Oh my God, I know.
When like stuff would come up, and it made me think of this, like when it came out that like Barack Obama's middle name was Hussein. Like, that was, like, a big talking point amongst the 10-year-olds in 5th grade. And I remember having the thought process of, like, well, like, I like Obama, like, but, like, they do kind of have a point there with, like, maybe, like, let's be a little wary of him. Because, like, his middle name is Hussein.
Yeah.
It just made me wonder if you had other, like, similar things.
Yeah, dude, I remember like on my 3DS, I had like this coloring app or whatever, like Color 3D. I think if anyone knows Color 3D, you could go, and what I would normally use it for is I would like take a photo of this is actually cool. I take a photo of something from one of the Walking Dead comics, and since it was black and just like shades of gray, I would just like recolor it in, but I would choose which layers of it would be 3D'd. So it'd be like traced exactly. So it'd just be like a 3D version of the image from the comic.
That's cool. Really cool.
But something else I did was like I made one of Mitt Romney when like Romney was running for president, because I was like, we need to like beat Obama or whatever. Like, I truly like had zero thoughts in my mind about like either of those candidates really at the time, but my parents like must have been Romney supporters at the time, I guess. I don't know. I don't even remember, but like that's the only reason like a kid would be like,
yeah,
Romney, let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not really like inspiring the youth to get excited. So
yeah, and I do remember being like, oh no, Obama won.
Like, that's so funny, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, obviously, in adulthood, it's like, well, Obama, far from a perfect guy, but certainly like a different era in American politics, or just American culture in general, of like the optimism of the Obama era.
Imagine what the playground conversations about politics are nowadays.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, probably a nightmare.
Yeah. I would like, if I had a kid and sent them off to school, I would like genuinely, I'd be a helicopter parent, man. I'd be worried about like what kind of information my kid is like taking in and getting reinforced by other kids on the play. Because like, as we know, kids are stupid. And like, if there's one like idea like that, we're like, oh, Hussein's like a terrorist name.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
another kid's like, yeah, it
Ooh,
is.
it's bad.
Then like the rest of the kids are gonna be like, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now we don't like Obama because of
Yeah.
that. And I mean, especially with Obama, then that's like, you know, of course, stuff is very like racially charged now as well. But like, I feel like, when you're a little kid, like obviously you're not gonna vote, so it doesn't really matter like which candidate you like. However, that sort of talk just breeds like xenophobia and
Yeah.
racism amongst like the playground and everything. So it still is like impactful and important.
Man, it's crazy. You also reminded me when I was like 14 and had my first like real girlfriend ever. I remember at one point she was like telling me, she was like, yeah, I've got 2 gay uncles. And I remember just being like, oh, that's wrong. Like, that's like according to like Catholicism, that's not right. Like they can't like be together.
Wow.
Which was like not even something I remember. And I remember like her being hurt by that, like, which makes sense, obviously. But I was like, it was like not even an issue in my head. I was like, oh, this is like logically wrong.
I know for a fact that that's bad.
Yeah. It's crazy
Damn.
now to think about. My parents were not even super religious like growing up. So it's crazy like even the tiny aspects of indoctrination that can like get into younger brains like that.
Yeah, it's like those aspects that do come up in real life a lot, I guess, because like you do interact with gay people or people of different races and like those are the things that do like trickle down to our everyday life feelings, I think. And that's really interesting. I'm lucky that my parents were, very, at least with like gay people, they did a very good job, I think, from an early age of like normalizing that to me. And like we had gay people at our church and they had like friends that were gay people and stuff like that. So that one in particular, like I feel lucky that I was exposed to that early because it's probably different now, but when we were growing up, that was still like such a thing to be made fun of for as like a young kid or like calling people gay and like on the playground and stuff like that was huge still. And so I feel like if my parents hadn't kind of had that active like no, like this is like a normal thing or like these are like real people who are good people and stuff like that, like it would be very easy to just allow the atmosphere to overwhelm you and just be like, like, whatever.
This we're a little off the topic also, but just also makes me think of like I think what was like super dangerous in like the time when I was like in middle high school to early college. That felt like to be honest, I feel like YouTube still does this today. With like they'll try and push like feminist gets owned video like to your timeline and stuff that just like leads you to some of the worst political pundits ever. Like you're just like
Absolutely.
the atrocious people, and then those just like continue. And feel free to cut this if you want to, if you're sponsored by this guy, but like Charlie Kirk videos.
Oh my god!
I get still to this day, and I click on the ads every time because I hate him so much. Or I'm like, don't show me this fucking ad. But I still get Charlie Kirk videos all over my YouTube, and I'm like, I know they're just targeting this demographic of like men in this age range so hard for it, and it's like, please go away. Like
I even hate watching like Charlie Kirk gets humbled type stuff.
I agree.
I hate the other side of it too.
You're a both sides guy. Huh?
No. Even if I agree politically with what the people who are arguing with him say, the whole concept of that is just so annoying because it's like neither of you are going to convince the other person of anything. There's no point in you guys talking to each other. Like, but yeah, I get a bunch of like Charlie Kirk gets humbled stuff on my timeline, and I'm like, please, like I don't want to watch this. It just makes me mad. Like,
I stopped watching all those types of videos because like they are just like aggravators. Like no, because then like it's almost like you get a sideline to the debate and like you start like formulating your answers to like what they're saying in the debate too and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just
it's
like
all so stupid though. Like, I know how I feel about these issues. I don't
Yeah.
need to watch this. Like,
Also, to your point, like, because I know Kirk, because I keep seeing the clips and I have not watched one, but I know Kirk like recently spoke with Harvard students or something,
yeah, yeah.
and I was like, I like I know his points were bad and they made logical arguments that like he just didn't engage with. Like I don't need to watch the video to
Yeah.
like figure that out.
He's not going to come away from there like no one will ever get through to him on anything, and he's not going to get through to people who disagree with him on anything. Like, and it's not just him, it's all these people who do those kind of debate things. It's like neither of you are going to convince the other person of anything ever.
Yeah.
So why do it?
Rage content, man, gets people angry.
I mean, yeah. But man, that's definitely in early college that I think is when that kind of really started popping off for us, because we had like what now we're super off topic, but like that was when like Milo.
Oh my god,
Yiannopoulos,
yeah.
He started going off, and then like
Who was really bad also.
Uh-huh.
Like, geez.
Same era as like Ben Shapiro coming to popularity, Jordan Peterson, all these guys. Yeah. Just a nightmare.
Yeah, there was like and luckily it's kind of a small era. Maybe I don't know what the general consensus is, but I know my opinion on him and what I think is the general consensus. But like Peterson was like really respected for a really short amount of time in my head. Yeah. And then like after that, I've only seen him like get clowned on by everyone.
Man, I don't know where these people stand on him now, but I definitely had friends that were like, no, like he's actually like really smart, and like, no, I don't like his like political stuff, but like he actually talks about religion in a very interesting way, and I'm like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he actually says nothing. It's just like gobbledygook wrapped in pseudo intellectualism.
Exactly, it just pontificates in spirals. But anyway, that Bush Cheney sticker just reminded me of all of that, because like I remember, as a little kid being like, yeah, George Bush is stupid. And like just knowing absolutely nothing. I like John Kerry.
Yeah, oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. Went to a John Kerry rally with my parents.
Really?
When I was like 6 years old during the 2004 election.
That had to be exciting.
The Goo Goo Dolls played. Do you know the band, the Goo Goo Dolls?
I don't. Is that a band for children or is it an adult band?
No, it's well, that's a good question. They're definitely not supposed to be for children.
Okay. But it sounds like the Wiggles. Like I take my kid to go see the Goo Goo Dolls.
No, it could totally be like that. They're more like the halfway point between Nirvana and Train. You know what? That's actually really good.
Damn, sorry. I feel like I somewhat know Nirvana. Train, I have no idea what that is.
Train is a Hey Soul Sister. You know that?
Hey Soul Sister. Yes, of course I do. That was the song I associated with my childhood crush.
Okay, nice.
Whose name I won't say in case she's listening.
She probably is. I'm gonna be so embarrassed if she found out you had a crush on her.
She knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm still not gonna say it. I'm not gonna give her that
first name.
No, I'll say the last name. No.
But at the time of the Goo Goo Dolls, Train was more known for that song "Drops of Jupiter." You know that one? She's back in the atmosphere, drops of Jupiter in her hair.
No.
Bad song, stupid song.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why I didn't listen to it.
This was just like the early 2000s, very popular like adult rock music that I find to be really interesting. And I have a whole video about it on my YouTube.
Do you?
I do.
What's it called?
It's called Adult Contemporary Music.
I probably avoided the music. I was like, I feel like I've watched a few of your videos, but
it's my first video.
I guess that's a boring topic to me. So
my first video, probably my most well thought out topic. But that's okay.
Okay,
you don't have to watch it.
No, maybe I'll check it. Just like sounds like there's prerequisite work I would need to do.
Well, it's really all just music I associate with riding the bus in elementary school.
So I'd have to go ride a bus or something. Okay.
A school bus full of children in 2002. So I don't know if you'll be able to recreate it.
The year's important. I can maybe do this next week if the year's not important.
Well, it is, because it's the music that was popular at the time and playing on the radio.
All right, I won't watch the video then. You lost a viewer. Sorry, now it only has, 26 views?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Look,
I don't know. Maybe it probably has good views.
It's not like amazing. I think it's got over 1,000.
That's good.
Yeah. Look, we don't need to talk about my view
Jeez,
count.
I'm sorry.
Man,
You can turn them off if you're insecure about them, you know?
so I don't have to see how many views they have. No,
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay. I think you'll still know, but like the public won't have to see it.
Okay, well,
So we won't feel like it's awkward if I'm like the third viewer watching a video.
sure.
It's like, I'm in this big room with 2 other people.
I also think if I ever saw a YouTube video that had its view count turned off, I would not want to watch it.
Yeah. I would think it's like also low quality, just probably has a super low video count.
Yep.
That's why they did it. And they were insecure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There was probably something else about the Family Guy thing I wanted to mention.
Stewie dealing with the budget was fun, I thought.
Oh,
Like that.
yeah. And they're like, we can have it tomorrow if money's no
Yeah,
object.
it's like, oh, we'll need some quotes. Yeah.
Yeah, get an estimate. Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like Stewie, too, coming into the Tantive 4 at the beginning and being like, no, I didn't want to clean up.
Yeah.
Thought, oh, no, Darth Vader's coming. No, this will be okay. We can just have it later.
Yeah, he makes a good entrance there. I like him as Darth Vader. I think he's fun.
Those, again, like with the Robot Chicken thing, like just the casual, like, modern, like, type of speak put in there can be, like, funny sometimes. When they're playing, like, Deal or No Deal for the Death Star plans, he's like, oh, I'm just happy to be playing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That's kind of charming, I think.
Except that's not really how Deal or No Deal works. He would have picked a case and then had that one for the very end and then gone through the other cases. But that's okay if they want to do a little quick joke. Just
No, you're right.
not true to the rules of Deal or No Deal, hosted by Howie Mandel.
Trust me, I know. A super fun game to play at the arcade, I think.
Is it built the same way, the arcade games? Like you pick one case and then you just start eliminating?
Mm-hmm.
That is fun. I want to play Real or No Deal. Deal or No Deal.
Same. I think watching the show is extremely boring, though.
Yeah, not really a fun one to watch.
But I do like playing it. And 2 times in my life at the arcade, I've picked the 400 ticket case correctly.
Is that the highest?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I feel like in real life, you have really good odds of walking away with good money.
On Deal or No Deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be nervous about going on Deal or No Deal.
No. I mean, you're going to get some money.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Even, like, if you push far to the end, if there's still, like, at least a few big numbers on the board, you're going to get, like, a high offer for your case.
Yeah, you're right. And if I'm playing the arcade game, I'm just going, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, just eliminate them. But if I was there in real life, I would be like, okay, so, like, my birthday is the 22nd, so I'm going to leave that one.
Yeah.
Because that's fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, a moment that really stuck with me as a kid that I absolutely hate now is Obi-Wan's like flaccid penis lightsaber going hard when Chris shows up during the fight. But for whatever reason, like the imagery of that really burned itself into my brain as a kid. So not funny though.
Yeah. Overall, I just felt like meh about this episode, but
man, I'm probably just like forgetting all the really unfunny jokes in the second one, but I am remembering all the jokes that I quite like
in the second one.
Yeah. But I mean, I like this one too, so maybe you won't. But
I mean, I think I told you I fell asleep the first time I tried to watch it, but I also was just like super tired, so yeah. I think that is the reason.
I fall asleep during plenty of stuff I'm enjoying if I'm too tired. So.
Yeah. But then I watched it again, and I just like, I don't know. I felt like I was like, okay, let's get it going. Let's move, like, keep going, finish, not super enjoyable. I didn't dislike it, but
the whole vibe of it and how accurate, I guess, it is to Star Wars creates like a weird limbo space of it for me where like I do enjoy seeing them like I said, like replicate that sequence of shots with the land speeder or just kind of point. I think they do a good job of like finding weird specifics about Star Wars and like highlighting those.
Yeah.
And the second one does that well also.
Well, it's a bummer they didn't do it for the prequels because I think that'd actually be like the most fun to see.
I know. I remember as a kid like being like, okay, which characters would play what in the prequels? I guess you gotta have Stewie be little Anakin. Hey, great first episode back. Well, what are we talking about next time? Let me think.
When are we getting to this Clone Wars series, man?
Very soon, very soon. I think what I will have us do is, because there's a lot of video games that have come out that we have already kind of brushed past and that will come out in like these kind of years.
Yeah.
But it's hard to time up playing a whole video game with like a weekly podcast schedule. So I think we'll just kind of touch on the video games as you play them or as you come to them of your own desire.
When does Battlefront come out? Star Wars Battlefront games.
The original ones are already out at this point.
Okay.
And then the EA one comes out in like 2015, the first one.
I keep seeing like live TikToks of people playing that game, and it looks pretty awesome. Actually,
it's pretty. The second one is great.
Yeah.
But the original second one is incredible, man. I love that ish.
The second one is great, but the original second one is better.
Well, because there's Battlefront and Battlefront 2 two times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like a remaster?
No, different game. So they made Battlefront in like 2003, Pandemic Studios. Then they made Battlefront 2 in 2005. They were working on Battlefront 3 for a long time, but it got canceled. Then like the whole Disney buyout thing happened and everything, and then EA made a new Battlefront. They just called it Battlefront, and then they made Battlefront 2. Just different games.
So there's 4 Battlefronts.
Yes. 4 main ones. There's also little spin-off ones for the PSP and stuff too.
I wonder which one I even saw now.
Probably the second EA one. Okay. That's what I see a lot of people playing on TikTok and stuff. And it's a good game. It's fun. Yeah, I played that a lot during COVID. Yeah, so we'll touch on those. I think next time I'm kind of deciding between this. Would you want to do one more episode where we kind of do a catch up of some of like the best comics that we've missed, or would you just want to go to 2008 and watch the Clone Wars movie?
Oh, there's a movie we have to watch to start the series?
Yeah.
I lean towards starting the movie. But
that's kind of what I lean towards too. Maybe we can just do the movie and fill in some comic stuff as we go.
Yeah, if there's like some really cool stuff you want to talk about, I feel like, yeah, sprinkle them in there, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm still reading through a lot of the stuff from like 2006, 2007 right now. So I'm trying to read through all of that and find like the good nuggets to point out. Like, I don't know. That's what I thought about like Purge this time. Like, okay, that's a big highlight from that era of comics. Like, we should read this. And there, like I said, there's that one arc of the Empire about Biggs Darklighter. I think we should do that. But yeah, let's just do the Clone Wars movie next time. Let's get freaking started on the TV show.
Whoa, okay, awesome.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. You must have told me before, but also I forgot there was like a movie to start it off.
It really is just like 3 episodes of a cartoon pushed together.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of cartoon movies are.
I hope this is good. I hope this is as good as the Tarkovsky series and as excited as it made me.
I will say, this first movie, I don't know what you'll think of it. It's not the best, in my opinion.
No.
But, as I'm sure I've said before, this whole Clone Wars show, lower lows than the Tarkovsky show, absolutely, but higher highs as well.
Higher highs,
I
really?
believe so.
Wow, okay.
I believe so.
Because Darth Maul's in it?
I don't remember that. But story-wise and like, there's some amazing stuff in there.
Okay.
But let's just watch all of it and talk about all of it.
Sounds good to me. This is where I first saw, I think we talked about this a little, where I first saw Grievous. And I only remember this after seeing him in the Tarkovsky series, but like, because I used to see the ads on Cartoon Networks, and it would just be like Grievous, like, looking angry at people and stuff. That's all I remember, but...
He was heavily marketed in it in the first season, for sure. Yeah. It's one of those things that kind of gets better as it goes, but there's still really good, cool stuff at the beginning, too. And in my opinion, you kind of need to have watched the beginning to, like, appreciate how good it gets.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll just... Yeah. For the sake of the podcast, we'll watch all of it. We'll review every single episode.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's be a little Clone Wars podcast.
Yeah, it'll take a while, but it'll be fun. Yeah, let's freaking watch the movie sometime next week.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, well, thanks for listening, folks. Happy to be back.
Womp, 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 womp.